Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all our participants. We are thrilled to have you here for this Skillveda workshop. At Skillveda, our mission is to empower your growth through accessible, high-quality learning experiences from short-term courses to hands-on training sessions. Today, we will be sharing strategies to craft questions that access real-world skills and competencies to make your assessments more effective and engaging. We are fortunate to be joined by Ms. Bhumika Anand, a CBSE resource person and expert education consultant. With more than 15 years of experience in the field of education, Ms. Anand has transformed the academic journeys of many educators and students. We look forward to the wealth of knowledge and practical wisdom she will be sharing with us today. Welcome, Ms. Bhumika.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Am I audible properly?
Yeah, you are audible. Yeah.
Okay. I would request everyone before we start the workshop, it would be better if you can switch on your camera so that the workshop can be interactive. And hopefully everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, just a moment. Okay. So everyone, I would request again you to switch on your cameras if you can possibly. If not, that's fine. So today's workshop is basically on the basis of competency and competency-based question paper setting. Okay, and we'll start the workshop with understanding what exactly are competencies first. So as you all know that जब भी like NEP, I hope Hindi and English both are okay with all
Yes,
of us.
yes, yes.
Okay. So we all know that NEP 2020 came, and after like COVID, everything changed, right? The curriculum changed, and now CBSE wanted that the teachers should be teaching the students in a better way and with different type of curriculum so that the students can understand and learn skills rather than doing only rote learning, राइट उसी के साथ साथ टीचिंग और लर्निंग प्रोसेस भी चेंज हुआ जहाँ पे हमारे पढ़ाने का तरीका हमारे मेथड्स एंड एवरीथिंग केम टू अ different kind of a like restructuring happened in CBSE, right? And then evaluation and assessment का तरीका भी change हुआ. So now when we talk about competencies, NEP 2020 के साथ CBSE introduced competency based education, and I would like all of you to quickly write in one word what do you understand by competency based education or competency based skills, because we all talk about competencies, but do we really understand what is the meaning of it? So can you please quickly write in the chat box? What do you understand by competencies? What are competencies according to you? Okay. Oh, moment. Okay, ability to comprehend things, then memorize them. Okay. So Ahela, ma'am is saying ability to comprehend things, then memorize them. Anyone else who would like to answer this question? Whatever comes to your mind, what do you mean or understand by competencies? Application of concept with understanding. Okay, wonderful. Parul ma'am. Anyone else? What is competencies means? Skill-based learning. Okay, wonderful. So I hope that everyone understands what competencies are, right? One last comment that I'll read: to be able to understand what a concept is and its application. Okay, concept based. Okay, so see, when we talk about competencies, what competencies are, that competencies tells us it's a knowledge or it's a combination of knowledge, skills, abilities, and behaviors. Or I would say you can also include values over here. So whenever we talk about competencies, it's basically the skills that is required to do a job. Okay. Now a very simple example is that if we go to a supermarket, right? Again, like before showing this, I'll ask you a simple question. What do you think is needed before you go to the supermarket. आप लोगों को क्या क्या चीजों की जरूरत पड़ती है जब आप सुपरमार्केट जाते हैं? आपको ऐसा क्या क्या सोचना पड़ता है या लिखना पड़ता है, या फिर you should have certain things in your head before you go to a supermarket? Or what do you consider before you go to a market? Okay, list of items, wonderful. Anyone else quickly? हम लिस्ट बनाते हैं. List of things we really need, listing what to buy. Okay, anything other than listing of items need to have a UPI facility. Okay, wonderful. So हम चेक करते हैं कि हमारे पास पेमेंट के लिए किस टाइप की फैसिलिटी है और डू वी हैव कैश और नॉट. पारुल मैम ने लिखा है बजट. वंडरफुल. सो हमें बजट बनाना पड़ता है. और क्या करते हैं आप जब आपको कोई भी सामान खरीदने जाना होता है? क्या हम किसी भी रैंडम स्टोर में चले जाते हैं? नहीं, हम देखते हैं हमारे पास वाला स्टोर कौन सा है, या कहाँ से मे बी मुझे सामान बेटर मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा, या सस्ता मिलेगा महंगा मिलेगा. राइट. तो ये सारे इवैल्यूएशन और कैलकुलेशन करने के लिए भी वी नीड कॉम्पिटेंसीज एंड सम बेसिक स्किल्स, सो दैट इतना हम सोच पा रहे हैं कि मुझे बजट बनाना है, आइटम बनानी है, कहाँ जाना है, कौन सी लोकेशन पे जाना है, राइट. एंड कितने बजट का सामान खरीदना है. It is all because we have got some basic skills in ourselves and ability so that we can think of it, right? And again, Swahila ma'am ने लिखा है wonderful, compare online and offline prices. So again, I mean, इतना सोचने के लिए भी we had to have some basic skills in ourselves. So now competencies are basically required so that a job can be done successfully and efficiently by the students. As you know, NEP 2020 के साथ um, CBSE also introduced 21st century skills, and they emphasized on that the students, instead of just memorizing things, should learn some basic things so that they can apply it when they go to the real world. Also, they can get the jobs in the market, right? Because that is what was lacking earlier. तो पहले ये सब चीजें थोड़ी मुश्किल हो रही थी. अभी CBSE CBE लाने के बाद ये कोशिश कर रहा है कि बच्चों को बेसिक स्किल्स सिखाई जा सके, जहाँ पे वो एक सिंपल और एक कॉम्प्लेक्स टास्क को, जो भी कॉन्सेप्ट क्लासरूम में पढ़ता है, उसके बेसिस पे एप्लीकेशन करके खुद से सोच सके, राइट. So I can say that competence is basically, instead of just defining the how behind a concept, you know, sorry, you have to define, the students are able to define the how instead of just knowing the what of it. Okay, सिर्फ कॉन्सेप्ट की नॉलेज होना ही काफी नहीं है, चीजें कैसे हो रही हैं और कैसे रियल लाइफ में एप्लीकेशन होगा, दैट इज मच मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. Okay, so this was the again the example that I was moving forward with you. Okay, wonderful. So now I would like to show you this um, screen, just a moment. And I have a question for you again, that if imagine you are stranded on an island, okay, or on a remote island, and you can pick only three items from the list to sustain there, and the list is given here. What are the three items that each one of you may take with you? You can quickly list in the chat box.
Screen is not visible.
My screen is not visible, or can everyone please write in the chat box? Okay. Is it clear now, better now, or not?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll share my screen again. Just give me a moment so that you can see it better. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, now it's visible.
Thank you. Yes, so the question is that if you are stranded on an island and you have some certain list of things that are given over here, and यही चीजें हैं जो मैंने यहाँ पे list कर रखी हैं, you can only choose from here. And if there's an option for you to take only three items with you and you are stranded on a remote island, what you can choose? Like, what will you choose? Yes, there's a list that is in front of you only. A magnifying glass, plastic sheet, if you can see. Some people are saying that it's not visible, and did you share your screen? So I've shared it. I think some people are also answering it. So I want you to write all the three items together, please, because um, that's how I'll be able to understand. Okay. And also give me a reason why are you choosing these particular three items. um, let's suppose Prantik is saying tent, cloth, water bottle, and a plastic sheet. Now, I want a reason as well that why are you choosing these three items to be with you in the stranded island, so that I can understand why are you taking it. Okay, Purvi ma'am is saying that basic necessities. So Purvi ma'am, you've written water bottle and tent cloth. No third item to be included. Okay. I think
Ma'am, chocolate
Mallikarjun.
yes.
Okay, Mallikarjun ma'am is, I think it's sir or ma'am, saying water bottle, tent, and chocolate. Okay, wonderful. Uh, Prantik sir is saying for sustaining, if I have to stay there for more days, okay. Water bottle is a must. Pen to mark where I am. Okay, so Hela ma'am is saying in chocolate I'll be hungry. Okay. Parul ma'am is saying water and chocolate for survival and tent for protection. Good. Okay, Mallikarjun sir. And Srinivas sir is saying tent, cloth, water bottle, and pen. Okay. And sir, Srinivas sir, your reason, please. Why are you choosing these three things? Purvi Modi ma'am is saying food, water, and shelter are a basic necessities. Okay. Now,
Yeah,
wonderfully,
good afternoon, everyone.
yes, Srinivas sir, please.
Ma'am, as tent is required to stay,
Sorry.
or you are an island means we are not sure about the water type of the water.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take the pure water for drinking. Then
Okay.
that means the tent is required for, according to me, that what are the things we can observe from the surroundings. You want to note down for the things it is.
Okay.
This is for the,
Wonderful.
what is my observation that is.
Okay, wonderful. And then there's someone, Madhu ma'am is saying water is essential for survival, pen and paper to write, save message, and pen for survival. Okay. So now again, I have a question from all of you, that how are you able to gauge this understanding that you need only these three items only, and maybe any of the choices that you are making on the basis of what your previous knowledge, right? You must have seen somewhere or experienced it or maybe learned it somewhere that if we are stranded sometime or someday, some basic survival things are needed, and maybe I need a chocolate, maybe someone needs a tent to cover themselves, maybe someone needs a pen to write a save message, and a piece of paper. That was really clever. I have never thought of it, I have just added it randomly. um, so again, I mean, you are, now this is a question based on a real life, that I'm asking you, and you have applied your previous knowledge to it and giving me an answer. So now here again, it's an experiential learning and skill based learning. I mean, you have moved from an experience or learning that you have done earlier, maybe you were a child, or maybe when you were an adult, or maybe now, right? And then you have applied the same into this situation and you gave the answers, right? So similarly, we want our students to gain some basic competencies, so that if there is any kind of situation that comes in their life, they can also apply these kind of skills and think about the basic things that are important. Okay. So Ahela ma'am is saying the island is the real time world. My choices are pre experiences. I will need the chocolate. Exactly. So again, I mean, you have to have some kind of basic understanding, or you might have experienced something or might have learned about something, and now we are applying it into a real life situation, right? Okay. Now, I'll give you just a brief about competency based education. We all know that, it's an outcome based approach. So, what outcome based approach means here is that we have to have certain learning outcomes. Now, I want you to quickly write one line answers about what do you understand by learning outcomes, because this is very important when you also design a question paper, and whenever you teach something in the classroom. Learning outcomes are the core of competency based education these days, and we all make lesson plans, so I hope that we know what are learning outcomes. I want you to write it in a line that what exactly are learning outcomes for you based on a topic or a chapter. I hope my screen is clear and visible to all of you. Okay. So Suhaila ma'am is writing what I learned from what I was being taught. Okay. Anyone else who would like to write what learning outcomes are? I want you to write about the meaning of learning outcomes. Okay. Malikarjun sir is writing what a child is going to learn with this topic. Um, the result of learning objectives, I didn't get you. What do you mean by that? So I am talking here about the learning. Okay, what we expect our students to understand. Okay. And when I talk about learning objectives, what are learning objectives? Outcome is obviously what I am trying to achieve, when my lesson is complete. So, what I want my students to understand about the topics that are being taught, right? Wonderful. And when I talk about learning objectives, what I mean by that. Okay, so Hela ma'am is writing what I am expecting my students to learn. Okay. Puri ma'am is writing learning outcomes. Describe what learners should know, be able to do, and value as a result of integrating, okay, throughout the course. Okay. Okay. Learning objectives identify discrete aspects of learning outcome or goal. Okay, wonderful. So when we talk about competency-based education, again, it focuses on continuous learning, continuous assessments, and is the student able to demonstrate the objectives, learning objectives that we have set before starting the topic or the chapter that you have started in your class. And at the same time, as Anita ma'am said, that they should be able to apply the same in real life. So supposedly, if I have taught linear equations chapter to the students, it should not be the case that if I'm giving them a real life context related to linear equations, they are not able to apply the concept and apply the formula and get an answer, right? So that is what competency based education is focusing on now. Okay. Now, when we talk about RTE rules, so again, there were some changes which were introduced with the Right to Education Act in 2017. Okay, it clearly mandates that whenever we talk about learning outcomes, why am I talking about this is that learning objectives, outcomes, and competency based education, all of these terms are important for you to understand for framing a question paper as well, because I will show you a template that I have created personally, right? And you can apply all these things that we are learning right now, and then you can create your own set of uh, competency based questions for your exams for your students. So while the new NEP came and CBE was introduced, again 2017 there were some rules that said that the learning outcomes should be measurable. Do you know about SMART goals? Can someone please tell me what are SMART goals? So when we talk about SMART, we say that our learning learning outcomes should be smart in the classroom. Do you have any idea about SMART goals? Anyone? SMAT. Yes. Specific. S for specific. M measurable. Then achievable. Then R and then T. What is the full form of R and T? Realistic. And then time bound. So when we talk about, just a minute. So when we talk about any of the learning outcomes, it should be smart, so that we can't teach the kid the entire topic and just expect them to do the rote learning and cramming of everything. Whatever you are covering, the student should be able to understand, and you should be able to measure it at the same time. So that, again, when we talk about competency based education, it says that it is inclusive of all the children, all kinds of children. Maybe a student can be a little like slow learner, or maybe someone who is exceptionally doing well. But again, when we talk about competency based education, it should be inclusive of all of them. At the same time, the pace doesn't really matter. It should be self paced. Although when we talk about CBSE education, right, like it cannot be self paced, because it's again very time bound, in the sense that we have to complete the syllabus and do a lot of things. But at the end of it, we should only move forward to the next topic when the student is able to understand the topic that we have completed. Then just a moment. Then when we talk about learning outcomes, again, the focus should be on foundational literacy and numeracy. Just allow me a moment, please. Just a moment. I'm so sorry. I'm just a little bit under the weather right now. Okay. So, yeah. So when we talk about foundational focus, again, the focus should be on building the foundational literacy, numeracy in them, so that they are able to gauge the words, understand, read properly, understand the meaning of the text. That should be working as the basic block of their learning. And then mastery before progress, again the same thing, that the schools must ensure that all children achieve defined outcomes, at least the basic of it, before moving to the next level or the next class or the next topic, if I break that down to the very basic. So now I would like to share with all of you one simple quiz that you have to attempt. And just a moment, just let me know if you are able to open it or not. So it has a few questions, and I hope that all of us understand what competency based education and like why does it matter. So I would like all of you to please open mentimeter.com, and I will share my screen with all of you, and you can put this code. So the code of the game is given on the screen. I hope you can see this. And there are a few questions related to competency based education, because we all hear competency based, effective teaching, etc., etc. So there are a few simple questions that will come in front of you, and then you have to answer these questions. You have to go to menti.com. You can see on top of it menti.com, and then you have to like join the quiz by giving this code. It doesn't require any link over here. So the website name is menti.com. I'll give you over here menti.com. I have written it in the chat box, and then you can put the code of the game. Please let me know because I can't see anyone joined yet. If you are able to open it. Are you able to open it? Any one of you? Asking for the code, yes. So the code is, I'll show the code again. Mm. Okay, I think just give me a moment. I'll copy the code and I'll give it to you in the chat box. I've also given a direct link, but I'll write the code. So it's 6989 and it's 6133. I can see 7 people joined in 8. Okay. And give me a moment. I can see, I think there are 13 people over here present, 13 or 12. And I can see only 9 people who have joined. Okay, so I'm starting with the first question then. Mm, anyway, okay, let it be. Then I'll start with the first question with all of you. What is the primary focus of competency-based education? As you can see it in front of you. Okay, Manmeet ma'am, I can see 10 people. Okay, wonderful. Okay, what is the primary focus of competency-based education? Only 3 people have answered it. Okay, 5. Quickly, we don't have much time. I can see only 7 answers. I have to move to the next as well. I hope all of you can see the questions in front of you.
Now the slide says, please wait for the presenter to change
Yeah,
slide.
I will change it. I'm just waiting for, I can see 12 people, but only 9 answered, but that's fine. So I'll move. The next question is in front of you. To what extent do you agree with these statements about competency-based education? So you have to rate these statements that are given in front of you. I think everyone understands what competency-based learning is. Okay. Okay. It allows personalized. So it's just a quiz to see what is your understanding of competency based education. Nothing as such like to judge you over here. It allows personalized learning paths. Wonderful. So again, competency based education says that you can have your personalized learning path, means every children is a different kind of learner, and then they can have their own way of learning, and it supports that. It ensures students progress only after mastering skills. Okay. It reduces the importance of standardized testing, which is absolutely true, right? That it reduces the importance of standardized testing. Also, I would like you to write quickly what are the different forms or ways in which you can test the knowledge of a student in under competency based education. Prantik sir, what happened? You are not able to join or you're not able to answer. Okay, it supports real world skill application. Wonderful. And it ensures students progress only after mastering skills. So I can see 9 people again. Okay, 9 people again answer the same. I will move to the next slide. Okay. What is the one key benefit of competency based education you have observed or expect? Now, I want you to write what you have observed so far. Have you seen any children in your school getting benefit out of competency based education assessments that we do in our classrooms? Or what do you expect out of competency based education, the kind of benefit that you want for your students to happen in the classroom? It's a kind of answer where you have to write the answer. Better understanding of concepts, critical thinking, and analytical reasoning. So I'm hoping that you can also write that you have observed it or expected, because I will not be able to judge it that way. I can see only 2 people answering. Quickly. I need the answers quickly. We have to do some hands-on as well. Teachers, I can only see three answers. Okay, now three answers. Better understanding of the concepts, allowing students to progress at their own pace. Okay. Students learn at their, hopefully everyone can see each other's answers. So Hela ma'am says introvert students showing excellent group work skills and performances. Yes, definitely. So again, one benefit that I would also like to like express here is that some of my students who were not, very good with maybe answer writing, I have observed that because obviously now when we talk about CBSE schools, we are inclusive of all kinds of children. So I have seen that the students are more adaptable to questions which are case based, or you know um, um, some chart or data graph based questions, because I belong from computer science and I'm teaching AI as well. So I've seen students doing wonderful when it comes to different kind of questions that we can give to them, and then they improved really really well. So many students have benefited, all the students who previously were not able to understand the concept. Yes, because it allows you to do a lot of different kinds of assessments, activities to be integrated. Like earlier, it was not happening that much, but again, these days it's all about more activities. So I think students also learn, their way of learning is more related towards the activities, and hence, obviously, the application also, when we do it in a form of asking them questions with the help of maybe group presentations, or again, the same example, a graph based question or a case based questions, they are really able to understand and improve on that. Okay, distribute 100 points among these reasons why competency based education is important. So it's up to you now. You have to mark it your way, that what do you think and how will you distribute the points among the 4 points that are given to you. That what do you think competency based education help with the students with, and why it is important from all these four. So you can rate 1 point maybe more and the other point maybe a little lesser, according to you which point is the most important to the least important. You have to quickly rate it. Teachers, I need quick answers. Please do it quickly so that we can move to the next section. Malikarjun sir, you can refresh your screen once. Maybe it is a network thing, because I have to go to the next slide and then it comes to your screen. So at times it can be a network issue. You can just refresh your browser and the next question will come. I can see only two answers, three answers now. Okay. So I think four of us, I also feel that it improves student engagement definitely, because more activities, it becomes a little fun and active for the students in the classroom. Okay, allows flexible pacing. Definitely, how many of you are from CBSE schools over here? Can you write in the chat box quickly? Because I just want to see how many teachers are from CBSE schools. Because when it comes to flexible pacing, I also believe that it's not um, it's not that easy to go self-paced or flexibly, when it comes to completing the syllabuses and topics. Okay. Manmeet ma'am says I am. Madhu ma'am says I am, and Mallikarjun sir. Okay. I can see only six people answering this question. Can we please do it quickly so that we can move to the next slide? Okay. Parul ma'am saying from CBSE. I think most of us are from CBSE school only. So yes. Okay. So I'm moving to the next question. I also believe the rankings that are given to this question are in perfect order. I believe it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. What challenge do teachers most often face when implementing competency based education? So, this is again a question that I wanted to ask. that what do you think is one of the challenges, because we are here for question paper setting and question making. I will also show you a lot of resources that you can use from CBSE, but also at the same time, what are the challenges that you are facing in your classroom to implement this? Okay, so assessing mastery accurately, managing diverse learning speeds, lack of resources, student motivation. Okay, I can see 5 people voting. I also would like to first let everyone please answer quickly. I would like to also ask you a few questions, because always when you discuss something, something new might come out, or maybe we can get a solution for a problem that you're facing or a challenge that you're facing in your classroom. So I want you to answer this quickly, and then we'll move to the next section. I can see only 6 or 7 people responding to this. Either we are not here present here, or maybe we are not you know um like answering the questions, or the quiz is not working for all of you. I can see only 7, 8 people answering the questions. In fact, I can see 14 people logged in over here. Okay. So I think 5 of you say managing diverse learning speeds, assessing mastery accurately, lack of resources, and student motivation. What about the rest of the 6 people who are here, who are not voted? Okay, I want any one of you to raise your hand and kindly, I'll ask you to unmute yourself and quickly tell me, what do you think is the challenge that you face while managing diverse learning speeds? Also, please keep on like the last question for the present, this quiz is, what support or resources you want or you think will help you in competency based education more effectively? Quickly, just one line, one word, anything that you would like to write. Rantik sir, I think you are annotating, so that's not required. You can just quickly. Okay, wonderful. More realistic deadlines, which are absolutely true. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. I can see 4 people writing basic concept teaching, support from parents. Okay. Yeah, help design competency-based assessment, clear frameworks and exemplar. Okay. So I'll end this questionnaire over here only. Right. Wonderfully answered by all of you. So now moving back to our presentation, we'll discuss a few pointers about the support that you need with AI, designing competency based questions that can be done pretty easily. I don't think so that is a challenge. Yes, definitely I believe also the same, that the help from parents does matter a lot. And resources. So I'll also talk about some resources that you can get from the CBSE website only. I don't know whether you are aware about it or not, but I'll definitely help you with that. So now I will show you one image, and I want all of you to, just have a look. Can you see the image on your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you have just 10 seconds to see this, and 10 or 15 seconds, I would say, and then I will remove the slide. And I'll be asking you a few questions from this. So one suggestion, Manmeet ma'am, I'll take this question at the end of it. The challenge that you have shared. Okay, I hope that everyone has seen this picture very clearly, right? So I'll move forward, or I'll move to this. Okay. Now tell me, how many kids were there in that image? Quickly. How many children or how many small kids were there in the image? Anyone who can tell Okay, Parul ma'am says 10. Anyone else? I want all of you to quickly answer. Manmeet ma'am, Prantik sir, Purvi ma'am, Srinivas sir, Swahela ma'am, Hitesh sir,
Ma'am,
Anita ma'am. How many students were there in the image? That I
ma'am, nine
okay.
students.
Okay. Srinivas sir say 9, Manmeet ma'am says 10, Malikarjun sir say 10. Okay.
Nine students, ma'am.
So few say 10. Let's see. Can you quickly count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So 10 is the right answer. Moving back. Now I want to ask you again one question. How many different kind of sports children were playing over there? What do you think? Okay. Swahela ma'am says 5. Swahela ma'am, one more thing if you can write. Okay. Srinivas sir says 8. I'm talking about sport. We can discuss what we consider it in a sport or not, but I would also like um, any one of you, if you are giving the number, you can also write the sport names that you have. Okay, skipping, you have seen, rope climbing, you have seen, okay. Football, you have seen, okay. And okay, so I'll show you. See, quickly, we'll count over here. So, one, skateboarding, two, rope climbing, then football is a kind of sport, right? Then skipping is a kind of sport, I can say. I don't know whether we consider swing in like sport or not, because swing is something that I don't
Only
consider in a
football.
sport per se. And then the sand one, I can say, like I have personally considered rope climbing, football, skipping, and skateboarding as a sport. So now tell me, what do you think these questions belong from Bloom's taxonomy's which level that I've asked you right now? I asked you how many sports the students were playing and how many kids were there in the picture. Okay, so Hela ma'am says knowledge. I think nobody was playing a carom here. It was not carom, it was sand. Um, okay, someone says knowledge, analyze. Anyone else who can tell me? I have shown you a picture and I am just asking a question of, okay, Malikarjun sir says remembering. Wonderful. So it's remembering question that I've asked you, okay? Okay, picture description से ज़्यादा it is about remembering. The first level of Bloom's taxonomy, that is um, the remembering or retaining, right? Now I want you to show the picture again quickly and you can see it for a minute. Okay. Now tell me, what is the season in the picture, and how can you say which season is going on? Name the season in the picture that I was showing you, and why you say so. The season is winter, okay. Summer as per clothes, summer, spring, okay. Weather looks present. Okay, wonderful. Again, the season is summer, absolutely correct. Why? Because we are able to judge because the types of clothes that the people are wearing. Again, I would like to ask you, from Bloom's taxonomy, which level do you think this question was from? Okay, Parul ma'am says understanding, wonderful. Anyone else who can tell me? Understanding. Do you think apply is also a part of this question? Yes or no? Okay. Yes. So it's basically apply and understand. Now I would like to ask you one more question. This is a scenario that I have obviously given to you. Now you can see this child doing a skateboarding, right? And I would like to ask you, if the child is at the speed of 5 kilometer per hour, right? And then this road is approximately 2 kilometer long. So the child's speed is 5 kilometer per hour and the road is 2 kilometer long. What do you think is the distance traveled by the student or the child? So it's 5 kilometer per hour. Sorry, it will be how much time? How much time will it take him to cover 2 kilometers? If you can calculate, that's okay. If you can't, it's okay. I again would like to ask you which level of Bloom taxonomy this question belongs from that I've asked you just now. Analysis, wonderful. Prantik sir says analysis. So evaluate, okay. Wonderful. So it's analyze and evaluate, right? So I have asked you a question on the basis of what is the distance and what is the speed. I've given it to you, and then you are calculating the time. Now I want all of you to tell me one question that I can frame from this particular image that I've given you from the topmost level, which is the create. On the basis of this image, what kind of question you can create from the topmost level of Bloom's taxonomy, which is the create? What kind of question can I ask from the students on the basis of this? Any question, anything that comes to your mind. Okay. Imagine the same picture and draw it showing the rainy season. Okay. Right. The student, you have tweaked it to a rainy season. Can you design a sport which everybody can play? Okay. And then also you can also ask them to describe or create the story around the image that I've given to them, right? We can do such kind of questions. So now what I have done is I've taken a picture, right? And I've created all 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy and I've asked the questions related to the same. So what was the purpose of this? Yes, Puri ma'am, picture talk. So what was the purpose of this is that you can take only one topic and then you can frame all 6 levels of question around the same topic, either using obviously the resources that you have or maybe any kind of AI tool, or maybe like using your own skills. Now moving forward, I just want to ask you all one more question. What levels or classes do you teach? Can you quickly write in the chat box the classes that you are teaching? Grade 9, 10, 11, 12, or 6, 7th, 8th? Okay, 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 okay. See, so I'll the teachers from pre-primary and 1 and 2, I will also tell you about some of the tools that you can use in AI to, reframe your questions, and the tools that you can use in the classroom. And especially for senior classes, if you see, most of the syllabus which is given by CBSE, they have competencies mentioned in them these days, so that you have a better understanding of what needs to be taught in the class and what competencies does the children need to acquire while you are completed one topic or the next one. So as you can see, if I talk about science, I have taken the snippets from the normal CBSE syllabus. Okay. And you can see all the types of competencies for science, social science, maths, English, everything is already given in terms of the competencies that CBSE wants you to teach your children, right? Now I'll quickly move to the types of questions. We all know these are applicable to junior children as well. That when we talk about framing questions, MCQs होते हैं, true and false होते हैं. These are objective type questions which come under 1 marker, right? And again, आप कैसे question को frame करते हो, the way you frame the question matters a lot. Now again, when you are framing a question, remember at times what happens is if I'm using a chat GPT or any kind of AI tool, maybe it can reframe the question very long for you, right? But at the same time, you have to understand how much time will it take, will be taken by the children or a child to read the question, interpret it, and then answer it. At times, the MCQ questions are very, very long, created by ChatGPT. So you have to again understand some sort of, prompt that you have to give it to the ChatGPT or any kind of LLM that you're using, so that it can generate very accurate output for you. Now, for short answer type questions, we all know standalone, source based, case based, data interpretation, graph you can give. And then long answer type questions, usually extended response questions, where we require that the student can write in detail about any topic that is given in the that is being taught in the class, right? Now, I will just talk briefly about the blueprint. So we all know that, why do we make a blueprint? Because it gives us an understanding of, layout of the question paper and chapter wise marks distribution. And see, whenever you are creating a question paper, it is always suggested that, this kind of framework you should create for yourself. Now, one more thing, like a teacher, I think Manmeet ma'am asked that, there is a very less time for us to frame the activities and do the assessments and everything. Just a general suggestion is, see, it is a little time taking, but जब भी आप कोई question paper बनाने बैठते हैं, कोई भी lesson plan बनाने बैठते हैं, always use at least a bit of AI, because nowadays generative AI is just for the help of the teachers. Don't take it in a way that it's maybe making you a little less of what you had or what you learned, and all the time you can't actually do the entire work by yourself, because we as teachers, we all have different kind of forms of work, we all know, right? From checking the notebooks to doing a lot of different things. And at times what happens is, when you use generative AI, it also helps you in thinking very differently what you couldn't have even think about. For example, simple sa example is that if I want to link physical education with computer science, right, and I cannot think like normal way to integrate both the subjects together, it can give me a way out where I can see how can I make an assessment of computer science based on physical education, or how can I integrate physical education into computer science. I had done that in my classes earlier. So I'm just giving you a reference that there are so many tools that you can use on a daily basis, but just one recommendation, that use one or two tools that suits you, and I will show you a few tools. And always and always you can make such a template. Also ask, like, you can take a screenshot of it right now, and you can upload this on chat gpt and ask it to give you the same layout. I would also like to ask, how many of you use generative AI? Can you quickly write some names of the tools that you use in your daily life for lesson planning and making assessments? Quickly. Okay. Mallikarjun sir is saying GPT. I think Chat GPT and Gemini are good. I think Gemini is better. I have observed that Chat GPT still has a little chance of giving you wrong answers. Okay. So most of you are using Gemini and Chat GPT Gemini. Okay. Puri ma'am is using Magic School. Okay. Perplexity. Quizzes is a way of assessment. I mean, it can make you MCQs, but I have never tried long answer questions in that. Okay, so moving forward, now gamma for PPT. Okay, so I mean, for specifically for question framing, I can show Magic School and one or two more tools that will be really helpful. So when we talk about keywords, we all know that, under Bloom's taxonomy, there are certain keywords that we should use while designing a question paper, right? So if you are using the basic analyze um, level, and you're designing a question on the basis of this, you should be using the keywords like contrast, connect, relate, etc., right? This is a chart which is available online. You can write Bloom's taxonomy keywords and it can come automatically for you. So before I move forward and we talk about the tools and the steps, I would like to show you a CBSE website. I don't know whether you know or not. How many of you know that CBSE provides competency-based resources? And yes, so Nisha ma'am says yes. I don't know. Okay, Parul ma'am also says yes. Okay, so any of you, if you don't know about it, I will give the link of it. I have so again, my subject is computer science, but the so far what I've seen from this is that it's beneficial for mathematics, science, social science teachers. I will post the link of it in the chat box. You can copy and paste it somewhere. So it's competency-based education web page provided by CBSE. As you can see over here, I'll just show you. So there are teacher resources which are given. As you can see, at least, I mean, itna to useful hai that you can, at least check out any one of them. Let's suppose I open grade 10 teacher resource manual. So again, see, whenever CBSE provides something, although they are doing the best that they can, you should always take CBSE NCRT as a reference, and then you can design your own question. um, Purvi ma'am, I have to look for it, but I'll definitely I can tell you about that. For CB, I have not found anything for pre-primary so far in CBSE this website. So you can see that they have given the questions related to the topics that are given. But I can tell you a website for the activities that you can do and the form of assessments that you can take in the classroom. So these are the questions which are being given by the CBSE, and you can see it's for science. There are sample lesson plans as well. And there is a teacher training module on CBE. You can also go here on Diksha and you can do this course. And teachers' resources for achieving the learning outcomes as well. So they have given, see, so now these are achieving learning outcomes class 1 to 10. So you can see over here the learning outcomes of every subject is given from 1 onwards to grade 10, right? And then if you go to assessment, there are question banks which are given. There are competency based test items which are being given. So under this there are again different books. There is one website, ACER. You can go and you can read their material about competency based education and competency based test and assessments as well. It is really really helpful actually. This one is really suggested if you want to give a read. So there are question banks and everything that you can get from here. Okay, you can save the link if you want to. Should I move to the next section now? Can we explore the tools quickly? There are activity books by NCRT as well, which are being given for junior classes. If you want to check that out, you can simply check on Google primary activity book, and it will give you the link for NCRT, and you can check out the resources over there. For skill-based, Mallikarjun sir, you are saying the books which are being available on skill unit website. That's what you're talking about? Okay. So first, I would like all of you to kindly open Magic School. We'll move towards the AI part of it. I don't know, I again want to ask you how useful you think ChatGPT and Gemini is for generating such kind of content for you. And do you think it's giving you an accurate result? Yes, no, maybe. And if you can quickly write in the chat box. I'm just asking that whether GPT or Gemini are giving you the right kind of answers that you want or the right kind of content that you want to generate. Yes or no? Because ChatGPT and Gemini are generally useful. Yes. Yes, Gemini is definitely good. Gemini is very similar to okay. Yes, GPT is now, I think it's not of that much use. I also use Gemini most of the time. It is very brilliant. I mean, they have like given a lot of upgradation to its new models. So we'll talk about Magic School then. I will not take you to Gemini or ChatGPT. See, again, when you're giving a prompt to ChatGPT or Gemini, it matters what kind of prompt that you're giving. And then you can get an accurate result. Okay. So again, Magic School, you can see it's a free of use tool that you can generate your questions from. And there is one resource over here. So I've already logged in. If you can log in, it will be good. All of you can see my screen, right? It's visible, right? Can you quickly give me a thumbs up?
Yes, ma'am. We will.
Okay. So now see, there are a lot of different tools over here. As you can see, it is a pool of AI resources. At times, if you want to create lesson plans also, you can create it through this Magic School. Again, it has a lot of different tools, you can see. So again, you can explore this later on, but I'll show you a few um, categories through which you can generate activities and you can generate competency based questions. So there I will just search the tool because there is a lot which is being given. So there is something which is called as depth of knowledge here. So now the depth of knowledge again works on a similar level as Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, I want any science teacher to give me a topic from any grade on which you want to create certain questions. Any science teacher to give me any topic that you can give me so that I can create, and also mention the grade quickly. Or if any other subject teacher, maths, social science, any one of you want to, okay, water cycle. Okay, I'll write water cycle. See, I'll tell you one more thing. There's one problem is that most of the tools, if you see, चाहे वो मैजिक स्कूल हो, देर इज वन मोर विच इज एडियोएड, ऐसे तो मेरे पास बहुत सारे टूल्स हैं, क्वेश्चन वेल है. The only thing is that they have certain standards written in them. If you see, water cycle, Nisha ma'am is saying grade 5, so I'll take this. Okay, water cycle grade 5. I don't know why it's not working. Just a moment. Give me a moment. So what happens is that when you talk about when you talk about these tools, the one thing which is of like you see over here is that I don't know why I'm not able to change it. But I'll take grade 6 water cycle. Maybe it's because of the screen sharing. I think there's some issue with my screen sharing. And if you want to write any standard, so most of the tools you will see, they work on very standard like global standards, educational standards. But still I will mention CBSE because we have to follow this. If you want a web search to happen for this particular topic, you can click on web search and this will turn into purple, so that it will do a web search as well. Okay, and now it's moving. Okay, grade 5. So I'll choose 5th grade water cycle and CBSE. Now again, if you want to add a file, supposedly NCRT provides you online PDF books as well. So you can add that chapter PDF file over here as well. And if you want to add any file for the standards, supposedly CBSE ka bhi, competencies, if you want to achieve certain competencies and learning outcomes, you can also write it over here. Okay. So now I am generating, and I think you can only tell me whether it is creating sort of good questions or not. Nisha ma'am, can you quickly give it a read and tell me whether it is good or not? Because these are simple questions that are being created. If you want to create MCQs, there is another tool for MCQs and other type of questions.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for taking this topic. Yes, the question seems very good and very quickly it has created.
Yes. So again, you can, if you see there is an option of share that you can do. If you want to print it for the kids in the school, you can do that. If you do want to translate it to some other language, you can do that too, right? And if you want to copy it and paste it somewhere, like we do in GPT normally, this is the copy button. You can do that too, right? Now I'll move quickly to another tool. Actually, there are a lot of new tools which are being um, created. So you can also go in categories, and as you can see in planning, mostly lesson plans and unit plan generator, any kind of differentiated instructions. If you want to create a plan for social emotional learning, you can do that too from here. It is very, very helpful in that way. And then I'll go here, feedback and assessment. So as you can see now, if you want to, I'll choose this multiple choice. Now I want any social science teacher to please quickly write one topic from any grade that you want, on which I can generate an assessment quickly. I think if you must have seen in the previous activity that we did, the depth of knowledge actually generated questions which are competency based only. So it used the terms like analyze, evaluate, and everything. So you don't have to do much over there. You just have to give a prompt. You just have to write the subject, the grade, and everything will be ready made to you. But again, I will recommend please any tool that you are using, any topic that you are assessment that you're generating through any kind of tool, AI, using any AI tool, please and please give it a double check. Don't rely on it 110%, but yes, it will reduce your work in the sense that it might help you in creating or generating new type of questions, and at the same time reducing your time, right? So Madhu ma'am says class 10. Okay, I'll take a class 10. If anyone wants to use and practice this side by side, you can quickly open Magic School side by side and you can do this. Culture and the modern world. Okay. So let's suppose I want to generate 15 question. See again, there is a sample prompt as well which is being given. अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ पे एक sample prompt भी दिया हुआ है. Diagnostic assessment about the following standards. It is given mitosis and vocabulary quiz for these words. Now I'll write culture and the modern world. Yeah. And CBSE competency, I will mention competency explicitly so that competency based questions. And अगर आपको Bloom's taxonomy भी लिखना हो, you can write that too. Again, Magic School, if you see, it is perfectly designed for, okay, print culture. It is perfectly designed mostly for CBSE, I feel. But I have explored one more tool today for specifically this kind of assessment. Also, if you see, there is a prompt assistant also. So आप देखेंगे जब भी आप Magic School पे जाएंगे, it will give you a prompt assistant. Now let's suppose I click on prompt assistant. Okay, what will happen is it will show you a custom made prompt. That means I have just given a topic right now, print culture and the modern world. But what happens in artificial intelligence, any kind of generative AI tool, the more better prompt that you provide to it, the more clarity it has what kind of assessment needs to be generated, right? So it is showing me a improved prompt, create a multiple choice quiz focusing on the impact of print culture. I will accept the prompt because I feel that this is better in terms of giving the prompt. While you are using any kind of AI tool, just try giving accurate prompts to it. Okay, and you can always add your own files. So I'll click on generate and let's see. I think Suhaila ma'am, you can tell me whether it is a good, bad, okay kind of an assessment which is being provided over here. I think it's a very, very basic assessment. I feel depth of knowledge is always better because I do that, I try that. I cannot see much of the what do you say, the Bloom's taxonomy keywords over here. But yes, whenever you are doing a MCQ kind of an assessment, it's mostly on the basis of the recall and remembering most of the times, right? Until you are giving a case-based question or case study-based question. So I don't know whether it feels fine for you or not. You can just try it in
It
the
is it is very basic. As you
Hmm.
said that we can give proper prompts, that to get a better quality of questions, which
Hmm.
can
Let's
assess children on different competencies. That can be done.
let's quickly competency based. Okay, let's see if I improve this to this because I don't think so. It has taken this. It has just taken CBSE as the alignment. So let's see if it generates something different. No, I think it's generating the same thing. So I think depth of knowledge, you can try depth of knowledge because I mostly use that. I never use the normal MCQs because these are very, very basic, right?
Yes,
Now,
yeah.
the next tool that I will show you is EduAid. So I'll write over here eduaid.ai, and then I'll quickly show you one template. So now when you go to EduAid AI, as you can see on screen, I am already logged in. Okay, you have to log in from any of your Gmail accounts. Again, note for all of you, if you like use any AI tool, I will always recommend that you create a different separate ID for using any kind of AI tools. Always better, don't mix it with your private or school email IDs. Okay, I'll go to launch over here, and I'll go to like here I have the different options of what I want to generate. So now you can see again in this, what I feel is the best is there are different forms of questions that I can generate. Okay, as you can see, true false questions, scenario based questions, multi part questions, fill in the blanks, multiple choice questions, anything that I want to create, I can create out of it. So let's see multiple choice questions here. Again, I will show you quickly the standards that will be mentioned, that will be international standards, but the kind of questions that comes are really good. Just give me a moment. I don't know why it's a little, but again, it is limited. I don't know whether I've the I think so. It has limited like access to it. You have to use it a day or two, and then you can see that it credits some coins to your account. Then you can reuse it after like some number of hours. It is not fully free to use, but it's good. So give me a moment. I will go to questions. I just I'll I'll share my screen again with all of you. Give me a moment. Oh, okay. I think I have exhausted my um coins over here. But that's okay. I mean, you can go here. I have exhausted my coins. So once you go to multiple choice questions, again it will I cannot open any of it, unfortunately. So you can go here and again, same as Magic School, the details will come, the grade, the standard that you want, the topic that you want to give, and then and then you have to obviously choose the educational standards, and then you can create certain type of questions through it. Now there is one last that I'm giving you. It is because, see, I don't want to overload you with a lot of different tools. Just keep 2 to 3 tools handy to you, and that is more than enough for you to practice and take out the questions from. Because the more number of tools that you work on, the more confusing it also gets. Second, once you are working on one tool, it gets trained in a certain way for you. Okay. So, can you see my screen, all of you? Can someone share their screen with EduAid, because my coins are exhausted, and if someone opened it and logged into it, can you do the activity by sharing your screen with everyone? Anyone? Or all of you are on your phones, mobile phones? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. I think everyone is getting a little sleepy now. It's okay, Nisha ma'am. So, see again, I'll show you this. So this is a simple a sample prompt, which is being given over here, right? Again, now I'll show you this. See, if you do an advanced analysis. So it says, the prompt says that you can see on screen, get 10 multiple choice questions about the structure of an atom in English at a fifth grade reading level. Okay. So the level is also mentioned. Now, if I click on advanced analysis, you can see it Bloom's level. DOK is also given, its depth of knowledge, works same as the Bloom's taxonomy, analyze, evaluate, create. Okay. And I have, I think, lesser number of coins left here. You can see again, if I want to do a deep dive in the question type, so again, the kind of questions that will be generated on the basis of all the topics that you're choosing over here: understand, apply, analyze. So I'll go with advanced analysis, and let's see what it creates. Again, a note, I don't know, maybe the coins will be here or not, or I have to log in from another account to show you, but I guess it will work. Again, these apps comes with a limited access. So Magic School is free of cost. You can use it. EduAid is very good when it comes to creating certain different types of questions, because I loved creating certain activities for the class, right? And I will show you one more website. Okay. Okay. So now, on the basis of the text, see, it has given the text as well. And if you want to modify the questions which are being given, you can do that too. Also, it is a science chapter. So any science teacher can check that the questions that are being given are good, bad, yes, no. I think it's good. It's, imagine a material that easily loses its outermost electrons. Which type of bond? So it's based on the concept that is being given over here, like general topic: atomic number, mass number, isotopes, structure of an atom, basic structure of an atom. And it has created certain number of questions which I feel are good, because it is given if two atoms have the same number of protons but different. So again, the text is being given. You are teaching the students the text, and then on the basis of this is modifying the questions according to the Bloom's taxonomy and giving it. Any science teacher who can just confirm whether the questions make sense or not, whether they are good quality, quickly, and then we'll just close this by one generalized template. Yes, no, maybe, quickly.
Ma'am, could you just show any one question, that option of modify with AI? I would like to see what would it do to that
Okay,
question.
sure. I will take this. Okay, modify with AI. Okay, so now it shows some options, as you can see. Who was speaking? Nisha ma'am, you are there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you want to change the reading level, and okay, just have five this left. I can't. Just a moment.
Okay, it does allow us to change the difficulty level if
Yeah,
we would
difficulty
prefer.
and Bloom's level and distractors. If you
Yes,
want
yes.
to like add the
Thank you.
different kind of distractors, you can do that too. It's a
Yeah.
good tool.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome. So now I will share a comment template with all of you. I want all of you to quickly open this on your screens. And this is a very generalized template and framework that I have um, like done a research on, and I have come to the conclusion. So see, whenever we are trying to design any kind of competency-based questions, we have to keep in mind certain things before we design the questions. Though AI tools are always there, but because you have to give an overlook to the tools as well, right? Whether they are framing the right kind of questions or not. So there are learning outcomes for every topic that you have. The competencies are already given in the syllabuses. So obviously, the first is that you have to identify the topic and concept that you want to teach, and obviously the assessment should be based initially should be on the basis of only one kind of topic that we want the students to assess on. Then we have to obviously choose the competency on which we want to assess the student. um, some of the common competencies we all know, that problem solving and analytical reasoning, decision making. अब करना क्या चाहते हैं, that also matters. What happens is that when you use Gemini or when you use Chat GPT, we give a normal general prompt that reframe this question according to competency based, or make this question competency based. But with that also, you should define or give the prompt very specifically as to what kind of competency you want to test your child on. Now what happens is it will give very generic kind of question if you give a prompt like convert this question into a competency based. And if you give the competency, it will make it a little better, so that you will also be able to assess whether the child or the student is able to understand the concept on the basis of the competency, or like are we able to achieve it or not. Then obviously the cognitive level must and important, Bloom's taxonomy. We all know it is a part of all the assessments and question papers and everything that we create every day. And then mostly when we talk about competency based, what happens is, if you have seen that now in CBSE, most of the questions in math, science, social science, almost every subject has competency based questions, scenario based questions, case based study questions increased to a certain level, and there were new um, guidelines that came right last year. So again, try to, after teaching a topic, or whenever you're trying to assess the child on something, provide a case study or a real life scenario or data or graph or anything with which there is a real life link, and then you are trying to assess them whether they understand or are able to apply that concept or not with that particular context that you're giving. Then again, the action verbs should be according to the Bloom's taxonomy. I have attached this file if you want to refer to this template for yourself. And then the learning outcomes should be in alignment. So again, one recommendation is, whenever you feel that you have given a prompt to ChatGPT, Gemini, any like someone was saying Perplexity, right? Although this Magic School question well that I have shown you, EduAid, these are educational tools, okay? ChatGPT and Gemini are general generative AI tools that are meant for masses. These are not per se educational purposes. Perplexity is somewhat for research purposes. But if you see these Magic School and EduAid and Questionwell, and there are a lot of list of resources, AI tools available online, are meant for educational purposes. So you should be using this because they are more reliable when it comes to educational content. Then obviously the marking scheme, and then the um, validation checklist, that the questions are being framed accordingly or not. So this is a general template that I thought will be useful for all of you, because there are some pointers. Also, I will not lie, I have created this with the help of Chat GPT because the pattern. But I have observed through the papers and a lot of different workshops that I have attended on CBE, that these are the like most common things that we should follow when we are following CBSE. Obviously, different boards may follow different competency based patterns. If you see IB and ICSE and other boards over the around the world has mainly focused on competency, but now because we are moving towards it, CBSE still follow very constraint, like limited form of CBE per se. But yes, definitely you can design your own set of questions for your students and devise a way to test their knowledge on the basis of different competencies and skills that you want to in your class. So I would like to end with this only. If you need any other kind of help, you can always reach out to Skillveda, and then we can help you out with any other thing that you want, right? Any other doubts? I think Manmeet ma'am asked one question that I would like to address. Um, the pace of the students, I guess she asked, right? Manmeet ma'am, you were asking that there are different students in the class, and um, I don't know where the question was. Yes, so Manmeet ma'am, one recommendation again. So what we do is, let's suppose I am making a question paper for a differently able student in my class, right? We all have some slow learners, some fast-paced learners. I always try that whenever I am creating an assessment, see, learning speeds can differ. We have to move our pace according to them, sometimes slow, sometimes fast. So it all depends, because you can't take only one or two students with you. You have to take the entire class with you. That's something that you have to manage when it comes to pace. When we are designing the assessment as well as the question papers, what I usually do is, it's an again a mandate. I mean, in our school we follow this, that while you're designing the question paper, always keep options in your questions. Always and always keep some questions for simple questions, or maybe graph based question, or infographic based question, or a scenario based question, or a picture based question for the students who are a little slow learners. Because I have seen this in my class, that they are able to apply the concept and able to give the answers on graph based or infographic based questions, rather than writing the answers on a normal set of question that we have given. Because at times their interpretation also works very differently, right? So again, for to make it more inclusive for them, you should try this, that when you're trying to create a question paper or an assessment, always keep options. You have the option of using generative AI, so you can always create any kind of differentiated instructions and set of questions. You can use Magic School for that. It has a wonderful tool of differentiated instruction. Should be checking that. Critical thinking or case based question, I mean, anything that can help them with imagery or visually, because they grasp the concept better in that way. That is what I have observed. Maybe every child is different. They can always learn the concepts very differently. But I have observed this, that when it comes to numbers and playing with graphs, these, like, my slow learners in my class learn pretty well. Any
I
other
think
question?
Bhumika ji, we have done with the questions now. We
Okay.
don't have any questions. I would like to thank you for such an informative and descriptive webinar.
Thank you.
And you were not well, still you have given us the time for the webinar. Thanks a lot for your efforts. Thank you everyone for joining us. We will be meeting again next week. Yeah, and we will be sharing the recorded video in the group.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for
Thank you for
joining us.
being really
Thank you,
active.
Bhumika ji. Take care, please. Yeah.